Hello humans, this is Retro Rocket Man back with another video. This time round I'm going to be putting together a woodcraft puzzle of the Psycho house. It comes flat packed on separate timber panels that you simply punch out the patterns that have been laser cut, and you're supposed to glue it together. So first up I'm going to start by punching out some of the window frames. And these leave behind little knobby bits where it's joined to the timber still, so you just need to smooth those out with a knife or some sandpaper and then glue them on using a PVA glue. Being a wood glue, that's perfectly fine for this sort of job. The plywood panelling is quite absorbent because it's all raw timber, but it still works reasonably well with the PVA. Just brush it on, don't need to use too much, and then stick it to the surface. All good. I have to do this to all the panels before I actually put them together. Makes it a lot easier. There's quite a few windows to do. The windows are already pre-punched, so that's all good. The wall panels have a scribed pattern for the weatherboards. I've just decided to scribe them just a little bit deeper to give it a bit more of a profile, a bit more of a texture, and this should help me do the weathering. I'm using a product called Buff by Tamiya. This is just an acrylic. I'm going to paint all the wall panels in this colour. It's a nice sort of muted tone, very off-white sort of beige. Lovely soft colour. The raw timber is quite absorbent. Does use up a lot of paint, but it does still go on quite nicely just the same. I only had to do one coat. Now for the window frames, decided to do those in a contrast white, just the top surfaces, and you can see there that it gives a nice contrast. I will be weathering all this down, so I'm not too fussy about the final finish because it's going to be looking quite patchy and weathered in the end because it's going to be an old house. Around the top of the wall panels I'm doing a border of grey, sort of a marlish grey as a contrast to the wood panelling between that and the roof. Online pictures show that this is a similar effect that the actual house has on it as well. I've used just an opaque plastic that I cut up and stuck to the back to give me a window or glass effect. I didn't want to be able to have a clear one to see directly into the house because the interior is just empty, so there's nothing to see in there. And I've eventually put it together onto the base. It was kind of difficult because you have to put in the noggins on the wall panels into the base as well as fit them to the corners. Some of these fit quite easily and others were a bit difficult, and some even required shaving with a blade because it didn't quite line up. But overall, it came together quite well. I'm just punching out some more of the internal support structures and pieces for the roof line. These will be invisible, they're all internal structure supports. Here is the kit basically put together with the various paint effects that I've already done. I've weathered the timber boards, the weather boards, to look like it's been exposed to the elements, and painted the balustrades and things like that. Now it's time for the roof. I'm using a colour called Coffee Bean. I figured this was a nice sort of contrast to the timber weatherboards on the walls. This timber is very thirsty. Ordinarily you might want to use an undercoat, but I chose just to put it straight on top. It did take about 2 coats with the roof to get the intensity that I wanted. So here it is, all put together and painted and weathered, and I'm quite pleased with this little kit. It's about 25 centimetres tall, so it's a reasonable size, and it fits nicely on a shelf. So there you go, humans. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video on the Psycho House wooden puzzle. It was a bit of a puzzle because the instructions weren't that great, so that it did take a little bit of interpretation, but overall I was able to get it together without too much fuss. A couple little modifications here and there, but it came together and I'm quite happy with the end result. So I hope you liked it. This is Retro Rocket Man, over and out.